Hello and welcome to Are You Not Entertained? I'm Daniel,
I'm Rachel.
And I'm James.
and we're going to be covering the fourth episode of Perry Mason in our TV series coverage.
The mid-season point.
Yeah.
So we're halfway through now.
Chapter 4.
Yep. Out of 8, apparently.
Yeah, and I guess they just don't have names for the individual episodes. They just call them chapters.
They're chapters.
I'm okay with that. Like, a good name can be fun to go back to sometimes if it's really cleverly disguised, but it can also give away a lot. And in something that's considered a mystery, the way Perry Mason is, I don't know. I think chapters are better.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. It makes it a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And another super information-packed episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like this one was really well paced, though.
Yeah, this was a little easier for me to follow.
Yeah. It's really ramping up, though, man. I was wondering, there's a couple questions that I have for you guys that I wanted to see your takes on things. So I feel like I kind of want to speculate a little bit more than we have so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a turning point episode.
Yes, this feels like a great setup.
Yeah, so it's definitely an episode where things are starting to come to a head. It's where information is exchanged and decisions are going to have to be made, and we're finding out more. So yeah, shoot with your questions.
The big one in the room is the cliffhanger for the episode. Do you think that EB is dead, or is he going to be found in time?
I'm kind of curious about that myself. And
they set it up for him to die. I mean,
yeah.
Della said she was taking the day off, and
she would have been the one to come
up.
Exactly. In this kind of show, I wouldn't be surprised if next thing you see is EB's dead. Like, that's the beginning of the next show.
And it would be a much cleaner setup, right? Because he's doing the right thing, and his suicide versus his disbarment would be more beneficial to her case and ultimately more compelling for the next person to step up and take on the cause.
Yeah, it's a way to put Perry in the hot seat.
Yeah, it is. I wasn't sure how they were going to really go about that, but they really showed their hand when we were talking with the ruthless district attorney.
Yeah.
And that's just the best. He hasn't done anything that we've seen anyway that's overtly crooked. But he is definitely extremely ruthless about not wanting to tarnish his record, right?
But he is aware of wrongdoings.
Well,
like towards the end, his meeting with the detective and the policeman. I can't remember if the second man's a detective as well, but meeting with them, he obviously knows detectives. That there has been something else going on. And he's still going to forge ahead with his case.
Well, I mean, he knew that they had roughed her up trying to coerce a confession.
Yes, he wasn't. I don't think he was aware of the crime scene, but.
Well, no, he didn't seem like he was anyway. I don't think anybody's in on that except for the one detective.
Yes, I think it's just his one man show.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah. So I think you're right. I agree. We know that the district attorney is not in on the specific corruption.
Right.
Yeah, I'm also kind of curious about the whole resurrection thing. Like, is the Dodson baby actually dead? Because I don't believe they're going to have a supernatural resurrection in the show.
You don't think they're going to do that, huh?
No, but at the same time, they have set Sister Alice, is that her name?
Yes.
Yeah, Sister Alice up to be a protagonist of a kind. And I just don't see them having her double down on what she believes is right. And as the audience, we kind of assume, I feel like I kind of assume that Mrs. Dodson didn't kill her baby.
Yeah,
because that's kind of how Perry Mason rolls. He's defending somebody who's innocent, and you find out who the bad guy is later.
On the stand, we're gonna see it. Damn
it! Right?
I hope so. Like they got it. They call it. If they don't do that, then you shouldn't have called it Perry Mason,
right?
But I'm curious how they're going to play out the whole resurrection motif that they've got going so far. And I can't think of any way to make it fit within a realistic style world that they have here, and also be fulfilling, other than maybe that baby wasn't the Dodson baby after all.
Yeah, I'm a little curious what they're going to end up doing there. And maybe it's not like an actual the baby's still going to be alive type situation. I'm wondering if it's, I don't know, going to be like a sort of a, not necessarily a play on words, but something similar to that, something that can be kind of misconstrued by her in her fit as a resurrection of sorts, without the actual resurrection.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Or is there another twist and maybe the baby isn't dead? That was not her baby and they had a plan to run away. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't see it having to be her, right?
I was thinking something kind of more nefarious as well, that maybe it's the father.
Okay. Yeah.
Not the Dodson father. The older father. What's his name? I can't remember. He's part of the church elders.
Yes, the one with the money that has the bastard son, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You're talking about Herman Baggerly.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
jeez.
Yeah.
But that there's some larger scheme that he is trying to divide his son and his wife so that he can bring his son back into the fold.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see. I know more is definitely going to come out. There has to be, well, I mean, we have 4 more episodes, right?
Yeah, there's a lot more.
so there's a lot more that's going to happen.
There's a lot more twists and turn possibilities. Yes, I do think he took on almost more of a sinister role in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he has a little more power than we've seen or assumed before.
Yeah. And Robert Patrick's so great at playing that so close to the chest.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see what they're going to be doing with the church and kind of it was a turning point for the church as well, with Sister Alice doubling down and basically going against what the money behind the entire church has basically told her to say, right? It was, she had a fit, and no, we're not having any resurrection talk. Thank you. That will not be happening. And Bagley is like, hey, you're not going to be speaking fondly of the person that's basically ruined my son's life.
Right.
He's got a lot of skin in the game, apparently.
Well, suddenly,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, that does lend to there being something going on with him.
Yeah, it was the housing development plans that he started talking to a couple of, or was it last episode? That kind of,
yes.
That's what kind of sparked my interest and was like, okay, you've got more at play here than previously revealed.
Right.
So, I don't know. There's a lot of great things that we've seen so far, and the story seems like there's plenty of twists to go. And I like the way that they've given us a lot of clues, and I feel like speculation is allowed now because we've gotten enough evidence to start to kind of see some of those things come together. A lot of them, I'm sure, may be red herrings or misdirections, but I'm getting pretty excited. The last 2 episodes have kind of hooked me, so I'm definitely excited to see what happens next week.
Yeah, it's definitely at the point now where it's like, okay, where do we go? And I'm really interested to find out.
Yeah.
The first episode, meh. Second episode, I was like, okay, I'm a little more interested, but now I'm invested.
Right. What about you, Rachel? You were the one most on the fence.
I wasn't sure.
I'm still on the fence, but I am more invested now than I was.
You're gonna ride the fence all the way to episode 8.
I am. I'm just so skeptical
Nothing wrong
with them calling it Perry Mason and then giving us this, which is a really good show. It's just not Perry Mason. But that being said, yeah, we're getting into the big machinations, and I think they could make this really, really interesting and fun, I guess, for lack of a better word. And I hope that they follow through.
Yeah. I think they're setting it up, as an HBO series would. I think that they're setting it up for a payoff at the end.
Yes, and I have way more faith in HBO for actually following through on that payoff than some shows.
Yeah, than like some Netflix shows.
Most Netflix shows.
All right. Well, then I feel like that kind of covers this episode. Was there anything else you guys want to throw in before we get off?
No. Well, yeah, I guess I do like that they've roped the corner into this a little bit more.
Yeah,
he is an interesting character. I'm glad he's probably not glad he's part of it, essentially part of a crime now, but he's a good character.
Yeah, he's an interesting one. I like him on screen.
Yeah. Yep. But that was it.
All right. Well, then hopefully you enjoyed our coverage of this episode. If you did, please go online and like and subscribe and join us next time on Were You Not Entertained?